Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Whoa, head spin.
We're here to list the bosses of Cuphead.
Yes.
Because we struggled with that game more than anyone.
Did we?
Probably did.
And what else do you do once you finish the game primarily filled with bosses but to discuss the bosses in detail of how much pain and misery they brought upon us. And so today we are here to rank collectively from 1 to 19
easiest to hardest bosses.
Easiest to hardest bosses, starting with number 1 and ending at 19.
Yes.
So, for number 1,
it is going to be Root Pack,
which was the first boss in the game.
Yes. Obviously, it was going to be the easiest boss because the tutorial. They're nice to you. We struggled a little.
We died.
We died
once.
But there was nothing we didn't die to. At the end of the day,
we died to everything.
Except the parry ghost. We died once to them.
Parry ghost. Oh yeah, we lost the parry ghost stuff in the mausoleum.
Can't die.
Root plaque is
Root Pack.
The root pack is easy because it is the first boss and it really doesn't throw anything your way at all. What was it? It was a potato that spat dirt at you.
It was some basic bitches. The
yeah.
carrot was the worst.
He was the boss. But they're easy. Okay, the reason why we struggled is because we suck. If you are half good at any video game, you won't struggle.
Anyway, moving on to number 2, John.
Goopy Legrand.
Wanna take us through this one all about?
Apart from the fact that we were screaming in German for most of this one, Goopy's basically nothing. He's just a big blob that moves around the arena. I think he's based off like a Dragon's Quest enemy.
Alright.
He's just a big blue blob and he doesn't do anything except the fact he ricochets off walls when he jumps, and that can cause problems to know where he lands. Then he'll land on you, and then you'll take damage, and you'll be upset about it. The final phase is the easiest when it becomes the gravestone.
Because then it's slow.
It's slow, and it's not that difficult.
It's like a nice.
Everything else he does is fine. He bounces around and he tries to punch you occasionally.
So nothing too bad.
No, not at all. And for number 3,
we have Sally's stage play.
A late game boss. That's to be sure. We fought this one sort of near the end.
Yeah, but
regardless, she had nothing going for her.
No, there's no special. There was no stage play in Sally after all.
Hey!
It was quite straightforward.
She's very easy.
Nothing too.
You beat
on
that
the ropes,
one, didn't you?
Yeah, that was one of the bosses I think I carried us through to the end on.
Yeah, that was a good one. It was a fun one. I think it's one of my favourites, actually.
Cuphead series lasted
too
longer
long.
than it could.
It took too long.
Anyway, next one, number 4.
Ribbian Croaks. The frogs. Remember the vending machine? God, that sucked.
Yeah,
that was awful.
At the same time, it really didn't kind of take long before we got into our rhythm, our element.
You just, and the
vending machine was.
The vending machine was the problem, but the first 2 phases were fine.
Yeah,
you had
you
had the roundabout ones.
And that made it a lot easier, didn't it?
Yeah. And everything else they do is basically nothing.
So.
The only thing I think it might be difficult is if you ever wanted to try and get all the parries on that one. Because the boxing gloves come out at different times and it can be pretty awkward to try and hit them all.
You gotta be skilled.
And then the vending machine's just difficult because you can't hit them unless they're actually attacking you back. So you've got to actually actively put yourself in danger.
Yeah.
And then we just couldn't get it right. No.
Right.
But it was okay. It was the last one we fought in World 1 as well, right?
Yeah.
So we sort of got.
We didn't do it all in order, did we?
No, I think we should have fought that one earlier, but we ended up fighting that one last. But it was actually the easiest, one of the easier ones.
Anyway, moving on to
Phantom Express, number 5, the train.
Yes, not a snakes on a plane, but ghosts on a train.
You're very tired, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm even more tired tomorrow morning, but we don't talk about that.
We don't discuss tomorrow.
No, we don't discuss the mornings, do we?
No, enjoy your hike to the Hadrian's bullshit.
Hadrian's holy hell.
Yes.
Anyway, Phantom Express.
That was just
Spooky.
Spooky. That was it's such an easy one for like the third final boss.
Yeah,
it's like different phases of a train, and you're going up the train tracks, and you're hitting ghosts and killing objects. The hardest thing is just keeping control of the actual cart that you're on.
Yeah.
Because you can end up flying off it, especially when there's two people. Because
it took me far too long to clock on in that boss fight, but you knew what was happening.
You can move it yourself. The problem is you need to know that the other person's about to move the tracks, because if you're not prepared...
Yeah, it takes communication
and
a duo, and we're very good at communication, aren't we, Jordan?
What did you say?
We're very good at communication, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. No, we're great.
Sure.
We're great at discussing ideas before going ahead with plans.
It was a problem of like I hit the cart, Herman was shooting something else, and the cart just moves out from underneath him, and he hits the tracks and dies.
One must say that if you're playing with Judas, you will not succeed.
I am not Judas Okoye. The train.
Getting off hand.
Everything about the train is easy, apart from the final phase, which is a bit frantic. But we both got to the final phase, so everything else is pretty easy. None of the actual mini bosses up to that point have any health to speak of. Okay, number 6, Dr. Decals Robots.
Yeah.
This was the one we didn't get any footage for.
But we
did do it.
It wasn't hard. No, it was just happened.
Well, obviously we had to do it, or we wouldn't have been able to finish the game. But that was the one. That's like the bullet hell one. The hardest thing is just the middle phase where the head is flying around the arena.
Yeah,
the black bombs to avoid.
Yeah, it was very much stay focused or die. Yeah. It wasn't too difficult, but it was...
bullet hell phase is the hard... Yeah, we had to communicate which area to blow up on the robot
Indeed,
first as well,
yeah.
And we kept changing that each time because there was a different problem. And then the bullet hell section at the end is just...
And you guys didn't see how we did it, but...
Right.
There was teamwork.
There was a lot of teamwork to that one, which I'm proud of, but also at the same time kind of sucked we didn't get the footage. We make a habit of doing this. Yes.
Anyway, moving on to number 7. Is Beppy the Clown.
Beppy. We came back to this guy continuously.
Nightmare. Absolutely. I think we rage quitted a few times.
Yeah.
He's quite low on the list.
The problem is we've struggled with basically everything in World 2, but Beppy wasn't actually that difficult. We were just frustrated by everything else that we were struggling with. So we were like, right, we'll give this guy a try. Fight him 3 times and then go, fuck it, we can't do it. Okay.
So that was definitely a matter of
But he was actually one of the quickest ones to dispatch with after we actually got used to him. Yeah. There's a lot he throws at you, but it's all pretty simple. The hardest thing being the roller coaster that goes along the tracks at the bottom.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to number 8.
Hilda Bear.
Yes, Hilda Bear. The
call
female Hitler.
Yeah, if you called a woman a blimp in any other situation, you'd probably get slapped.
Yeah.
But here you're absolutely correct, because she named after the Hindenburg.
Yes, she is based off the Hindenburg, the Zeppelin that crashed and fell. Once we were done with it.
Yes. There's just too much.
There's a lot going on there.
Too much stuff.
They expand that.
Yeah. She transforms into different cloud entities and...
She had probably the most phases of any boss.
I think she
except,
did.
Probably that similar to King Dice.
Yeah.
But not.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's a lot of
stuff going on.
A lot of various things in the fight.
King Dice as well, though. We'll get to him.
Yes.
Okay,
moving on to number. Where were we?
Right, number 9.
Cagney. Cagney Carnation.
He has the greatest dance.
The implant of that music will never leave my head. He's definitely the most lively boss. I personally think of the whole list.
Yeah. He's one of my favourites.
Yeah, he's up there. Although he's not. He's starting to get to the more like the middle ground of difficulty on the bosses. He was difficult, but
again, we were very early into the game as well. But this was like the first big struggle.
It was our first challenge.
This took a solid 24 minutes. Everything else up until this point had been 10 minutes of just making casual mistakes.
Yeah, silly mistakes. But Cagney really forced us to mature.
You particularly didn't like this guy.
No,
I remember.
I think it was the repetitiveness of this tune at the time, but it's almost enduring looking back on it. Number 10, Baroness Von Bonbon. Who's she based off?
No idea. She was a cake lady.
She was a case.
She's the one that had all the different minions come out of the castle.
Yep.
That
Waffle Man.
We couldn't get
Lollipop.
Yeah, we couldn't get any of those right. We couldn't.
No, there were some phases. Eventually, we really got.
Yeah,
but it was the chase scene when it developed onto a chase, like where she started like climbing up. Was it when a castle
came to life and started chasing us?
Yeah.
The problem with that was just finding out where to shoot her. You have to actually shoot her in the head. If you hit her in the body, it doesn't count.
Yeah, so it left you with a very little window, really.
Yeah, especially since you've got to be constantly moving away from her as well.
And especially having dealt with her minions to begin with.
What were the easiest ones there? There was the Jawbreaker guy. The one we hated was the Cupcake Man.
Oh, Cupcake Man. He was unpredictable. Oh, no. Yeah, that was the one. Anyway, moving on to number 11.
Wally Warbles. This was one that you really liked and I couldn't get used to.
I can't remember him.
This was the the cuckoo clock.
Yes.
This was where we discovered that tilting the screen for you.
Ah, yes.
Was the key
that was
to
the key.
Success,
Yeah.
because you could see better.
Yeah, turns out I couldn't. I've been playing Cuphead half blind throughout the whole game.
I struggled with Wally so much, but Herman really got used to him quite quickly. You finished this guy off, so I died like first phase, and you did the rest all by yourself.
Yeah, we eventually had to accept that you weren't going to make it to this one, and I carried the weight. But
you carried us.
I carried us on that one. Yeah.
It could be worse. The hardest bit was phase 3 with the little chicken thing with all the eggs flying around.
Yeah.
It's just number 12 was Grim Matchstick. This was the first one we had to objectively walk away from and actually just go do something else first. Well, not the second one we had to walk away and do something else.
Yeah, but this one was a tactical reroute.
Yeah, we had the wrong stuff. We had the wrong type of shot. We both needed the lob shot to actually hit this guy more consistently.
After that, it was a little bit easier, but he was still quite grim.
Second phase, he lowers his head and starts shooting at the fire thing, so you needed the lobber to hit him. And then third phase was just fucking hell.
That was
horrible.
That was nice. Absolute mad fest. Yeah. Jeez, grimy old grim beard.
Sorry. I remember my friend saying that he's the hardest one. I mean, he's not that bad, not in comparison to some of the others coming up. But I remember the likes of Brian telling me that he's his hardest, or he's widely regarded as one of the hardest. He's okay. It depends on how you approach him.
Anyway,
on to 13.
13. Captain Briny Beard.
Fuck's sake. This broke your nose.
I swore a lot.
This one broke your nose.
I think I got a migraine and my nose bled. It was vexing.
He has all of those creatures he brings out of the ocean, the octopus and the shark and what have you.
I remember being uncannily good at being able to call when the octopus is coming in, but unfortunately not very good when was it his bulldog?
The bulldogs, the dogfish. And then the final phase was really awkward as well, because the uvula for the ship was just a little above your firing line, so you had to continuously jump to try and shoot this and shoot as you move up.
But I noticed that with a lot of bosses later on. There's definitely the kind of
the
telltale signs
to shoot.
Yeah.
God.
Typical.
I don't even. He's actually one of my least favourite as well, because there's just nothing really that memorable about him. He was just difficult. This guy took us 2 days because we were rusty coming back after.
It was a big break when we took him on, and bloody hell was it a reminder that Cuphead is something that takes practice.
14?
Yeah, 14.
Vermin. That is the correct way of pronouncing it. I am almost certain.
It is. It has to be.
Vermin is, I think, a Nazi sympathizer in a giant tin can battle tank.
He definitely used effective methods of extermination.
This was a long one. This might actually be my favourite fight of the game.
Really?
Yes. It'll get you tense. But
it was it was really tense fighting.
Second phase was the hardest bit with the bottle caps.
Yeah.
That came out.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how to jump down from the platform.
Oh my god.
That took us so long to figure out.
We had a montage to fight that guy.
Yeah.
That was actually the first montage.
It might have been, or it might have been the second. I think like maybe Jimmy the Great, and Jimmy the Great definitely had one.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy the Great had loads of time skips. We'll get to him. We'll get to him.
We'll get to him.
We'll get to Jimmy.
I mean, Vermin's one of the harder ones in the game, but Jimmy.
But this is sort of where this is sort of, I think Vermin sort of acts as sort of the top end of the middle difficulty, and everything else from here on in we found really frustrating, like really aggravating. Sometimes it broke us mentally.
Yeah,
mentally.
It reshaped what it meant to just blindly do what needed to be done.
Right, number 15, the Devil.
The Devil.
He's the one that's freshest in our heads, and he's a giant bastard.
He's a bastard, but he's not the hardest bastard in the game, which is surprising for an endgame boss.
Yeah.
He's colourful and well designed.
First phase.
And it's very interesting how overall the metamorphosis he goes through throughout the fight. But overall, it was just...
Everything else...
What was hard about him, though?
I think it was the first phase, particularly.
Yeah.
He had
Because once you're through that, it was subtle.
Yeah, well, he summoned all the magic stuff, but it all appeared in the same way, but it all acted differently after it had been summoned in. So we had
unpredictable.
Yeah, and then the hand clap thing, which we just couldn't jump over in time. I think you're supposed to jump up when his hands go off screen. And then when it comes back together and below you need to smoke dash just to remain in the air while the hands move away.
It took time, and you're already focused on quite a lot, so it was easy to drain health from me. Fortunately, I only did that twice or so in the first phase, but it made it very difficult for you to slip up in the second phase.
Yeah. The second phase was pretty easy, and third phase went really well, I remember.
Yes, but
despite
that was
everything on screen.
That was just a little bit of miracles.
Yeah, I can't help but think that was a bit of luck, yeah.
Yeah. But there were moments throughout the whole game where there has been a bit of luck that took us past it all.
Have we got to your favourite yet? Have you got a personal favourite out of this?
I probably would have mentioned it, but I don't. Still, some of them, the likes of Cagney Carnation, obviously holds a little place in my heart.
We generally use that hand gesture to actually greet each other now.
Yeah,
we can't help it. It just happens.
It's instinct almost. It's quite worrying.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say after that. Oh, it was a plain one. I think I really like Decals Robots as well. Yeah, you didn't see that. Yeah. Anyway,
I'll put some footage in of them anyway.
Yeah, just get people to know.
Oh god, I just said that. I'm gonna have to source some footage for them now.
Anyway, moving on.
Future Jordan, when you're listening to this,
16.
hate me. Number 16.
Kalin Maria.
Is that the right way to say it? Or is it Kalin Maria? It's like calamari. But is it Kalin Maria or is it Kalin Maria?
Who knows?
Whatever. She's a good boss.
She's a good boss.
She's
awful.
Yeah.
But she's a good boss.
So much profanity in that episode.
Jeez. I turned
what
Turkish.
happened to us?
We went Turkish. That's what happened. Turkish being very blatant about sex advice. Overall,
everything was
difficult.
Yeah,
there was so much shot on screen.
Yeah, we spent the most. There is so much stuff. We spent the most time in like first phase. I'm pretty sure. Second phase was okay, and then third phase was just a flounder to the end.
Yeah,
get it, flounder, water. I didn't mean to make that pun, but I'm going to say I did.
Jeez.
She also looked great. I thought she was one of the better designed bosses, despite all the crap on screen.
Yeah, very well designed. And moving on to number 17.
Oh god.
King Dice.
Fuck you, King Dice.
King of just
bullshit.
Pointless difficulty.
Yes.
Pointless difficulty.
It's not that it was a hard. Well, it was a.
It was clever how you had to roll the dice and play lots of his easier foes.
None of them were particularly hard, but it's just an endurance run.
Yeah, and
yeah. Well,
not good at endurance.
You can't make. You gotta make it all the way to the end, and then still have the patience and the lives to actually do the card jumping stuff again. It's just a big waste of time.
It's tedious.
It's a massive undertaking. It's the longest.
In a way, it is the difficulty of the end of when you play Shadow of War. Mm-hmm. Like that.
All
the fortresses,
forts,
and then you actually have the end game. Like you're waiting for the end of all that bullshit you've got to go through before you actually see what the end of the game is, which is the devil.
None of the mini bosses were that hard. I think we struggled on Poker Chip, and then there was the magician bunny that we just avoided each time.
We avoided that thing like the plague. That performed miracles that made me clench.
Yeah, it's just a big waste of time. And then it bugged out once we finally got there and we thought we were going to win, and it bugged out into a perpetual roll. We couldn't get down.
That made me kind of cry a little bit inside.
He played dirty. He plays dirty, King Dice, especially since I thought we had a reliable strategy of where he put his hand down at the start of the phase. Yeah, it turned out I was wrong. I've been deceived by other YouTubers.
Right, moving on to number 18, which is the second final one.
I wonder who they think it's going to be.
Who haven't we mentioned so far?
Well, I can tell you right now, it's Rumour Honeybottoms. Oh my god. This was...
She was an actual sting.
Like King Dice, this was a 2-episode worthy.
She's not a honey. She's not a honeybee. She's a wasp.
Nothing sweet about this one.
She is painfully bitter.
Painfully bitter. Oh god. Again, it's first phase.
How long did it take us?
I think in total it was 50 minutes, and I cut it down.
Yeah.
Well, no. Sorry. In total, it was an hour and 20 minutes, and I cut it between 2 episodes, and I still had 50 minutes left over for the second episode after the first one.
Jesus.
Because we did Beppy the Clown and flew through it, and then we were like, great, we're on a roll. We reached her, and then we just hit a wall. Rumour has it, part of us is still empty to this day.
Yeah. Definitely is.
God.
And there was no reward by the end of it.
No.
It was just well done. You kind of survived.
We went into like King Dice and Kalin Maria. We went into like hysteria.
Yeah.
For this one, but I don't remember what we were saying for this.
Yeah. At least
we'd have to go back and watch the episode.
At least I remember what I said with the other two, because I had part of my humanity, but Rumour I blacked out.
We went on like standby mode for so long.
It was hard, man. It was really hard. Anyway,
but not as hard as number 19, which, if you're paying attention, you know who this is.
You already know.
If you watch the episode, you know who this is. Number 19 is Jimmy the Not So Great.
Jimmy the Awful. Jimmy the...
Fuck me.
The surreptitious... You shouldn't talk about Jimmy.
He's
Voldemort.
Never has a boss pissed me off so much.
He's the Emperor. He's Darth Nihilus. He will draw from your soul, even when he's doing
Star
nothing.
Wars fans will get that one.
Yeah, he is
terrible. But it was just so long.
I screamed a lot.
We screamed so much. You got a call from your girlfriend halfway through.
Yeah.
And you couldn't cope.
I couldn't cope. She dragged me through it.
We ended up. We sang songs.
We sang songs. We went on a journey, a spiritual journey.
This was
with Jimmy.
This is where I discovered the technique of relaxing and calming and emptying your mind. But even then,
not even Dark Souls taught you.
No.
I ascended.
This was so hard. What was the hardest part for you? Because there's 5 phases to this
too
boss.
Much to focus on.
He starts off throwing the junk at you, and then there's the saw blade section with him as pillars.
There was a game I used to play.
Then he becomes a sarcophagus. Then he takes the form of a puppet, and then he becomes giant with the pyramids, and it freaked you out.
It was trippy. It was trippy. There's a game I used to play called Techno Kitten Adventure Game, and that was like just flashing lights and like just the screen being like invaded by tons of shit, and you had to avoid it all. Was that.
Yeah, like, it's no word of a lie that it's no word of a lie that this boss took us almost like 5 hours. I'm fairly sure.
I mean, time disappeared with Jimmy.
I'm fairly sure. I don't remember how the editing went now, but I could only cut it into 30 minutes. There was too much. There was a lot of quiet time. That could be cut out, like an hour's worth of quiet time.
A lot of time to ourselves.
So
Jimmy, think about what we were doing.
It didn't take us as long as the actual episode entails. I did that for comedic effect, but it did take us a considerable number of hours.
Yeah.
Number of hours. Oh god, I can't speak. There's nothing pleasant about that boss anymore, and there's nothing easy about it either.
I mean, weirdly enough, I'd do it again then.
You'd do it again?
I would fight Jimmy again.
Just to see how far you've come? Would you want to go back and do it on expert?
No. I'd just do it again, just to like kind of... I'd watch it again. Like I wouldn't.
Oh, you'd watch the episode.
I wouldn't physically go through it again.
You'd watch. Go back and watch the episode. If you want. I think it's one of the best ones in the series, in the Cuphead series. But there's just too much stuff on screen, and it chips away at you gradually.
Yeah.
And we ended up going for the max health strat with the 5 health at the time. But that was a bad call because I didn't know it actually cuts down the amount of damage you do.
Yeah.
To take into consideration, which we didn't know.
We tried to re-strategize. We came back to him. We
took breaks, tea breaks.
We took several tea breaks. We had calls. We went quiet. We screamed at times. We went through it all, man.
We went crazy.
We experienced every emotion, and all the other bosses made us feel individually.
Yeah, personally, we struggled with certain bosses more than each. Well, one of us struggled with one boss more than each other. Like, I struggled with Wally Warbles pretty bad. Herman, in contrast, struggled with Beppy the Clown quite a lot. Beppy. But Jimmy the Great was one we can both hands down. We sat down and made this list, and we just went, who's number one? And we just instantly knew who it was going to be.
Yeah, it was Jimmy. We didn't even need to think about it. We didn't even look back. We can just remember the time.
So
of Jimmy.
That's our list. You can be sure to tell us how wrong we are if you've played the game yourself. We've been talking for about half an hour. My God, wow, we really don't like these guys. Okay, well,
I hope you guys enjoyed our ranking.
Yeah.
You guys probably have different opinions, struggled in other ways. We just personally felt like these were our hardest bosses.
Yeah. We don't do this very often. If this is like liked, we might do this again. So I don't know, talk about the bosses in Violent Fellowship.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fun. I'd be fun just to hear your perspective.
Oh,
so I know where they go. I know where they go personally for me.
Yeah.
It'd be down to you. But thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
And
see you later.
Thank you for watching Cuphead again. It was hellish, but we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But we'll speak to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.